There's something about the moors of northern England, with their vast brooding emptiness that makes them a writer's dream. It's inevitable they form the backdrop for dramatic tales, as admired by the Bronte sisters and literary creators around the world. They've been the roots of many a good ghost story or two, but how many of these stories are grown from factual events? Because more often than not, you can find that the truth can be just as strange as fiction. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, The Wanderless Way. In today's video we're going to explore a mystery that happened almost 200 years ago in the Calderdale Valley of West Yorkshire, England. A story that takes shape amidst the vastness of its moorland setting, and one that is still to this day filled with secrets. So please sit back, relax and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy it, please hit the like button so we know it's been good, and subscribe to the channel for similar content. Perched high upon the hill above the picturesque and popular tourist destination of Hebden Bridge, you can find the Grade 2 listed Robin Hood Inn of Pecket Well. With splendid views over the Pennines, you can find it on the Keighley Road, and today it is a cosy pub restaurant which offers incredible food, drink and even better hospitality. During the autumn of 2023, we were lucky enough to enjoy an overnight stay in one of its bedrooms, and with most of our trips, we wanted to dig a little deeper into its past. Built in the 17th century as a coaching inn, it is a building that is steeped with charm and character, and no doubt throughout the years has seen its fair share of interesting events. One that is documented on its website is the charabanc accident of 1920. This terrible incident that happened the day before Halloween involved a group of customers from the Robin Hood Inn. The sociable bunch were riding a charabanc on their way to a Nur and Spell game at Keighley. Since its invention in the 1840s, the charabanc had become a popular mode of transport for groups. It was an open carriage with 4 or 5 rows of seats, and some were little more than open lorries, crudely converted with a few deck chairs. Contemporary reports note that they had in essence become motorised pub crawls, with revellers finding them a fun way to travel to and from social events. Bawdy behaviour, the flinging of beer bottles and drunken singing were popular ways for the passengers to enjoy their ride on the charabanc. Whether or not the group here in Calderdale had been leery, we do not know. What we do know is this fateful ride in October of 1920 would result in the vehicle being overturned on a sharp bend, where it ran out of control down a hillside and crashed. The vehicle was completely destroyed and 5 people were sadly killed, with 4 more injured. Here in the beautiful landscape of Pecket Well, the people were soon to learn that 3 of the riders from their village would not be returning home. A sad day for their families and the pub indeed. But that's not the story you're here for. The story we're focusing on today happens almost 100 years before this disastrous accident. As reported by the Calderdale Companion, in 1830 a local farm worker by the name of Thomas Greenwood discovered a mummified body wrapped in a sack and buried in the peat on Shackleton Moor above Pecket Well. The discovery of the body was a complete mystery to the local community. In a withered and shrunken state of decay, it was hardly recognisable, and so in an attempt to find its identity, the landlord or lady agreed to put it on display in the Robin Hood Inn. The body was displayed in the pub for some time in the hope that a curious relative may uncover it and the mystery could be put to bed. The news of human remains on display in a village public house travelled quickly, and so from the whispers in the valley below, it wasn't long before curious onlookers and searching relatives began to appear at the door. But aside from those who were genuinely looking for long-lost family members were the souvenir hunters, those that were quite literally looking to take a piece of the action. It soon became apparent that teeth and other parts of the corpse were in fact missing. They hadn't been missing when the body had been originally laid out for display. Have you ever come across a sinister souvenir from the past? Let me know in the comments. Eventually, 2 ladies came through the door of the Robin Hood Inn and identified the body as their missing son and brother Thomas Townsend. Thomas had in fact been gone for around 28 years, and I'm sure the family were relieved to finally get some closure on his disappearance. Although the mummified body of Thomas had been difficult to recognise, it was his club foot and missing kneecap that gave his mother and sister the clue to his identity. Another twist to the story is that some years before his disappearance, Thomas had lost one of his kneecaps, perhaps in an accident. As a keepsake, his family had chosen to retain it, and it was reportedly kept on the mantelpiece in the family parlour. I'm not sure what I think about that. Have you got any family body parts on your mantelpiece at home? Do let us know in the comments what you think about that trend. Moving swiftly on. It was clear from the fact Thomas had been found inside a sack and left in silent emptiness for almost 30 years on the moors that this was no accidental death. However, little could be understood about what had happened to him until much later, when a deathbed confession suggested that Thomas had gotten into a quarrel and as a result was murdered. I don't know any more on this matter though. If you are from the local area and have more to add to the tale, please do get in touch. Thanks to everyone for watching this video, and my deepest condolences to all those involved in both stories today. A huge thank you to the current owners and staff at the Robin Hood Inn who made our stay so pleasant. The food was excellent, the room was comfortable, and we would really love to stay here again. It would highly recommend it. So if you'd like to visit for yourself sometime, I've popped a link in the description below. If you're interested in more tourist spots, including ones with dark or historical stories behind them, do subscribe to the channel, The Wanderless Way, and keep your notifications on for future videos like this. Thanks guys, have a great day and happy wanderlusting.